Hello, hello everyone. Morning. Today is Saturday, June 5th, 2021, and I want to teach everyone how to file the form 7200 advance payment of employer credit due to COVID-19. Why we want to do that? Because this this advance payment for employment tax is the last quarter from 2021 that we can claim for ERC. So this form right here, 7200. Why we need to claim this form? We need to claim this form if you would like to file for advance of the employment credit, because for the COVID-19 you have 70% of qualified wages for the quarter. So the maximum credit you can get for
Can you give me a drink, please?
hold on baby, I'm still doing some video. So the reason why we want to file this form is because it's advance payment of your employment credit. You get to claim at least 70% of your maximum wages. So if let's say if you pay, but its maximum is only $10,000 for a quarter. So the maximum credit is $7,000 for a person, for employee, for each quarter. So this credit is actually the second quarter is end on June. The second quarter is the last quarter that we can both combine the PPP and the ERC. So this is the last quarter that we can do that. So by actually doing this, you can include right here. You can include, this is a website from the IRS. So no baby, what you doing? Line 1. So this I'm doing some video, baby. I need to work real quick. Okay, so the line 1 right here, total employee retention credit for this quarter. So this line right here, line 1, yep, this is the last quarter that you can do this, both the PPP and the ERC. So yep, so how we can do it, it's actually it's half of the payment. Why we want to file this form? Because we want to report, we want to submit to request the IRS to request advance payment. We can fax it to them. If they accept it, they will give you the credit. They give you advance payment for what you are eligible. But if they didn't give you anything, it doesn't hurt anything to file it. But you still need to file your employment tax return. So this form is actually just to ask ahead of the credit that you eligible. So if you don't get it, it's okay. You can still file the employment tax credit later on to get it. So do you need to file it? So the basic test is simple, is to see if you want to file it. So the credit for me, after I read it on this and calculate, the reasonable amount is about $3,500 for the qualify wages. That's a line, first line for each person. The reasonable amount of wages, because the maximum amount you pay for someone is like $2,000 or $3,000 a month times 3 equal $6,000 to $9,000 a quarter. So I put the limit on 5,000. So the maximum credit the IRS will give us is $10,000 per quarter, but I will not get the whole $10,000 because it means that you pay somebody $3,000 a month. So if you do that, it's great. You can get the maximum 7,000 credit. But if not, I'll cut it in half. Let's say you only pay somebody $1,500 a month for someone to work for you. So the maximum credit is 5,000, and you will get employee retention credit of 3,500 for that person, plus the sick leave. The sick leave is anything that the person is sick and they can't go to work and they have to stay home because of COVID. They title to $5,000 for the whole quarter. The second option is if somebody in their family is sick and they have to stay home to take care of them, the credit for them is $2,000 for the whole quarter. So you can either add the 3,500 that we got plus the 5,000 or the 2,000, and you get the total number is about 5,000 to 8,000 credit a person for a quarter. So that's the credit you entitled to that you can claim on your employment tax return. But if you want to get that money ahead of time, if you want to get, like, let's say a few $1,000s before that, you can file Form 7200 to get that money, and you have to reduce the required deposits that you have to make to the IRS. It's usually half of the amount of credits that you will claim on your tax return. So about $4,000 that you need to deposit to them into IRS. So you get like $4,000 in credit for a person if you want to get advance credit on this form. So before any further, I'll go ahead and show you how to fill out this form. It's pretty straightforward. So where can we file this form? It's on the IRS. We just do a Google search for 7200 and click here, Form 7200, and download it. Okay, and open it. Okay, so the first line that we're gonna, let me see if we can switch the camera. You can see that. Yep, we can see that. You can see that. Okay, so the name is pretty easy. Put your name, your company name. Let's see, 197, 197. Okay, trade name. If you have any trade name, you can put there. Number, your address. Louisiana 70806. You outside the country, so applicable calendar quarter in. Okay, so actually I'm doing the form right now, but before you doing the form, you actually need to read the instruction. So this is the instruction to how to file the form. I have read through all of this, and the main point, all of this is just the basic one. But the big numbers that you pay attention is the part 2. This is how much that you need. This is important right here. So if you don't understand how to fill out this form. We just need to go line by line to all of this, read all of this news for the document. All of this, what they have news that coming out because of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. There's a lot of things changed for the employment credit. So we just have to go to part 1 right here, okay, and follow the step. So this will be the second quarter that we were doing this, applicable calendar quarter in 2021. So we're doing April, May, and June for the second quarter. Name on employment tax return to particular report of wage related to the value plan. If return is filed under your name EIN. Okay, so if you file it under your name, you leave it blank. EIN employment tax return. If other than your, if somebody file the third party, somebody else file your wages and credit, then you need to put their name in the EIN. But if you do it for yourself and you put your name. Part 1 tell us about your employment tax return. So A, check the box to indicate which employment tax return you file or will file in 2020. We'll just check only one box. So for us, we'll do the 941. 941 employment tax return is for the regular tax return. So we're doing 941 here. Enter the total number of employees to whom you paid qualified wage eligible for employment returns credit this quarter. Box B. So right here, like B, is the instruction right here. Basically, for simplicity, I'll just put 2 right now, like for you and your wife, or for anyone, for 2 person. The employment tax credit, you actually cannot pay for yourself, but you just it's not for self-employed individual. It's only for someone you pay the wages to. Okay. See amount report online to your most recently filed Form 931 of wages by your third party if you different employment tax name by 16 instruction. So if you previously filed your tax return on Form 941, you put how many people you have here. Basically it's the same. You just look at the Form 941 from the same quarter for last year, how many people you have. So right here I'll just put 2 because for simplicity. Tax period of most recent file Form 941, for example Q4 2020 or annual employment tax return for 2020. So because we did file first quarter of 2021, so I put Q1 of 2021. Box E, if you request an advancement payment of employee returns credit. Part 2, line 1, enter the average number of full-time employees in 2019 or 2020 if your business registered 2019. Okay, so I put 2 employees. If you request an advance payment for qualified sick and family leave wages and all family and the number of the when qualified leave was taken during quarter. 2. Number of individual provide COBRA premium assistance during quarter event. COBRA is a premium assistance for people, for private employees that has more than 20 employees. So it doesn't include any employers that has less than 20 employees. So in this case, you not qualify. So we just leave it blank or put it 0. COBRA is a health insurance extension for people who are out of work and the employer didn't pay for health insurance and they qualify for COBRA to extend their health insurance coverage. Box 8, if you are eligible for employee returns credit solely because your business is recovery, you start a business check here. So if your business start in 2020, you check here. Okay. If you start before that, you don't have to check that. Okay, part 2 is the important part right here. Total employee retention credit for quarter. Okay, so for simplicity, how to calculate this? You calculate this by the maximum like 70% of your maximum credit. The maximum credit is 10,000. So 70% 10,000 is 7,000. So if you pay your employees more than 10,000 for the quarter, you're entitled to $7,000 credit. But if you don't pay them for more than 10,000, you not qualify for 7,000 credit. So in this case, for two people, for simplicity, I'll put they qualify for $3,500 credit. So I put $7,000 in here. Sick leave is actually qualified sick leave. Sick leave is defined as if you are sick, you cannot go to work, or you care for someone in your house that your children or your daycare is closed or school is closed, so the children stay home, so you have to work from home. That's a different category. So if you are sick and you cannot go to work and employee pay for you, that you qualify for, the employer qualify for 5,000 credit. 5,000 credit for an employee each quarter. The sick leave is limited to 80 hours. 80 hours sick leave. 80 hours is maybe 10 days. And the max wage that they pay for the first category is $500. Second category is $200. So if you are sick by yourself, employer claim 5,000. If you care for someone, care for children when they out of school, credit is 2,000. So in this case, I'll just assume that 2,000 for a person if you care for somebody who's sick for the whole quarter. So for two people, that'll be 4,000. Okay, for simplicity. So for sick leave, sick and family leave, that will be $4,000 for two people. Qualified family leave. Qualified family leave is more. It's actually a lot more. It's up to 12 weeks of family leave. So the IRS allow you to have maximum 12,000 credit for family leave. That's on top of your regular wage, 10,000. On top of your sick leave, 5,000. That means you pay for somebody at least $20,000 in the quarter. That would be like $6,000 to $7,000. That's a lot of money. So if you pay for somebody like $10,000 a month, then the family leave will kick in. That's the only thing when we kick in, when on top of your qualified regular wage, you pay them, and sick leave you pay them. So in this case, it would just be $0 for us. Corporate premium assistance is also $0 because we don't qualify. So you add like 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be 11,000. Like 6, total amount at which you have already reduced your federal income tax reports for this quarter into a positive number. So this number right here is close to half of what you're getting. So I'll put here 5,000. So the line 7 total advance credit request on previous filing this form for this quarter. So you can file as many 7200 form as you like. In the quarter, you can file like 2 or 3 of them. Like as time go on, your employee you need more money, so you file more form. Yeah, they just add up. It adds up. The later form in the quarter add up the previous form. So for simplicity, we only do one form because the form they don't allow you to amend it. So if you make mistake, you just do a second form and add it up on the later form. So for this form right here, we just gonna do $0 because we don't have any advance credit. Um, okay, so at like 6 and 7, that'll be $5,000. Event request will be $6,000. Okay, so it will be no. So if you want $6,000 ahead of time, you do this. But if you didn't get it, you can still get the $11,000 when you do employment tax return. So your signature, you sign here, put date here, title here is manager, and then put your phone number, and if the pet preparer for you, you put the information in here. So that's it. Thank you so much, and that will receive it for Form 7200. So, and you just need to fax them. So, fax number, and hopefully they'll give it to us. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and good luck.